In this video, I will be telling you 5 creepy urban legends that will be sure to leave you with chills. Number 5. The Clown Statue. A girl in her teens is babysitting for a family in Newport Beach, California. The family is wealthy and has a very large house with a ridiculous amount of rooms. As the parents leave, the father tells the babysitter that once the children are in bed, she should go into this specific room. He doesn't really want her wandering around the house and watch TV there. The parents take off, and soon she gets the kids into bed and goes into the room to watch TV. She tries watching TV, but she is disturbed by a clown statue in the corner of the room. She tries to ignore it for as long as possible, but it starts freaking her out so much that she just can't handle it. She resorts to calling the father and asks, "Hey, the kids are in bed, but is it okay if I switch rooms? The clown statue is really creeping me out." The father says, "We don't own a clown statue." Number 4. The Old Lady. This story tells of a young woman who was walking out of a shopping mall late at night to go back to her car. As she neared the car, she was startled to see an old lady standing right next to her passenger side window. An instant later, she noticed that the passenger side window had been completely shattered. The old lady explained that she had seen her broken window and had been watching it for her to make sure nobody tries to steal something. The young woman was very appreciative of the old lady's help, and since the old lady had missed her bus, she agreed to drive her back home. However, as she stood there talking, she noticed that the old woman seemed to have very hairy man-like arms. Thinking quickly, she jumped in front of a slow-moving car, forcing it to stop. The old lady quickly bolted. When the police searched her car, they found that the kind old lady had stowed a knife and a coil of rope on the back seat. Number 3. The Gas Station Attendant. It was late and a young woman was driving through an unfamiliar area deep in the country. Her car was old and unreliable, and soon she realized that she would have to stop for gas if she didn't want to start walking. As luck would have it, she came across an old gas station a little farther down the road. It was an old-fashioned station, the kind with an attendant who comes out to pump the gas, and something about it set the alarm bells ringing in her head. But she knew that she couldn't get much farther without refueling, so she pulled into the gas station and asked the attendant to fill up her tank. The attendant seemed nervous as he filled up her gas tank, but eventually he finished the job and came over to the driver's side to get the payment. She gave him a $20 bill and he examined it carefully, then told her that it was a counterfeit. At this point, the alarm bells weren't ringing anymore, they were rioting. The attendant explained that he would have to take her back into his office, then call his manager, because the counterfeit would have to be reported to the bank. Once he had convinced her to come with him, he explained that the bill wasn't actually counterfeit. He'd gotten her out of the car because there was a man with a hatchet hiding in the back seat. Number 2. The Chilling Discovery. A young college girl who was studying late and thus was spending a lot of time in the library instead of her dorm room. During a late night of studying, she realized that she had forgotten something in her dorm room, so she decided to make a trip to go get it. When she opened the door, she found the room dark, but figured that her roommate was either sleeping or out studying like her. Not wanting to disturb her in the case that she was sleeping, she left the light off, grabbed what she needed, and went back to the library. Upon returning to her room, she found her roommate lying on the floor with a slit throat. But the worst part was the message written in lipstick on the bathroom mirror that read simply, "Aren't you glad you didn't turn on the light?" Number 1. Footprints in the Snow. This urban legend involves a teenage girl who was home with her little sister while their parents were out on the town. After watching some television together, she sent her little sister to bed and then went downstairs to watch more TV. Eventually, she got bored with what she was watching and turned it off, then curled up in a blanket on the couch and watched the snow fall through the large sliding glass window in the living room. She had only been watching for a few minutes when she saw a man walking toward the sliding glass doors. He started to pull something shiny out of his coat, and she dove under her blanket in terror. After a while, she pulled down the blanket and found that the man was gone.
She called the police, who immediately rushed over to the scene to investigate. Upon examining the premises, one of the first things that they noticed was that there was no footprints in the snow, and with the rate of snowfall, there was no way it could have been covered up that quickly. Puzzled, the officers inspected the residence and noticed wet footprints on the carpet leading straight up to the couch where the girl had been sitting. The man had been behind her the whole time, and what she was seeing was a reflection in the window. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe for more videos.